More on these military issues and the U.S. role in Iraq and Afghanistan. Joining me now is Cedric Leighton. He was an intelligence officer in the U.S. Air Force for over 25 years. Pentagon spokesman, they're in a defensive posture. It seems like they're on the offense if they're attacking. What do you make of that?
Well, Mike, I can tell you when I heard the words defensive posture, it astounded me because there is no way that you can say that ISIS is in a defensive posture. All their moves are offensive in nature. If at one point in time or at one geographic location they have a chance to take something, they will take it. That is the definition of the offensive. A few things, a few tactical retreats here and there, and certainly Kobani might be an example of something like that. But in the broad picture of things, they are threatening. They already took Mosul. They're threatening Kirkuk. They threatened Erbil. They're threatening Baghdad. They're obviously threatening Ain al-Assad, the airbase there. I mean, there is so much that is going on that indicates this is a very offensively oriented organization, that the only way to fight it is with an offensive of our own. And we are not there to actually make that happen. And certainly our coalition partners are not ready to do that either. And that's the dilemma that we face. We need to do that, but we can't do that for a variety of reasons.
You've mentioned a couple of words that we hear a lot from people in the military: strategic, tactical. So talk to me about their strategy, their tactics in attacking this base, U.S. Marines there. Is it to try and ensnare the United States? Is it try to embarrass the United States if they were to go there and show them as being vulnerable? I mean, what are the motives behind this?
I think all of the above, actually, because when you look at this, it's not only a military battle that's being waged, but it's also a battle for public relations. It's a battle for public support, and it's also a battle to show the vulnerabilities of the United States no matter where they are and where they can be found. So if in a case like this we have a situation where the Marines are embarrassed, I don't think that will happen, but if that were to happen, then that would be a significant blow to the United States, not only militarily, but diplomatically. And we're only talking a few Marines. I mean, it's 320 Marines is not that much in the grand scheme of things. But in this particular case, the symbolic value would be so high that if ISIS had a chance to do this, they would certainly try it, and they will try to take advantage of it. I mean, we already saw them try to breach the perimeter and to get pretty close to where the Marines were. That's a significant problem already. And if they're going to do this, they clearly are showing signs that they will get in there and do what they can to not only get at the trainers, but also get at their Iraqi counterparts.
The words "boots on the ground."
Yes.
It seems to be words that the President of the United States and the U.S. government are not very fond of, but also coalition partners. And yet, I know you've been on this broadcast before, and you've said you just can't do it from the air alone. At what point does this need to happen? The ambassador from Iraq to the United States says, look, the Iraqi forces are going to take all this back in a year or so. Do you see any signs of that? I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
You know, when you look at the possibilities from a military standpoint, how can you get an army that fled Mosul, that basically went all the way back to Baghdad, turn it around and have it go on the offensive? It just doesn't make logical sense. I appreciate what the Iraqi ambassador is trying to say, but these are talking points. The fact of the matter is the Iraqi army is not ready to engage in offensive operations. The only way that they can do that is with significant U.S. and coalition help. If they get that help, then there is still a chance that things might go south. We've had historical examples, many historical examples of that happening. But at the very least, it would help steel the resolve. But if you don't deal with the internal contradictions in Iraq, then you have a chance of not making any of this work. How long would it take to make this happen? Probably, we should have started a lot earlier. We should have started months ago, probably a year ago, to actually get this on the right path. But because we are taking the wrong lessons from Iraq, we are not moving forward in a way that makes sense, both from a military standpoint as well as from a political standpoint. We are so reluctant to get into a military quagmire that we are basically hobbled into inaction. And that is a significant issue at this point.
All right, Cedric Leighton, always a pleasure having you on the broadcast. Thanks so much for stopping by.
You bet.